following is a Jackass Nation production. Subscribe to us on Podbean at jackassnation.podbean.com.
Man, this beat is tough. Coming to you from the Kayfabe studio in Highland Park, Texas. He was born in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Raised by Wilson Fisk on the streets of Hell's Kitchen, New York. And did his studies in FABOLOUS, Sin City, Las Vegas. He's straight out of Compton and brought to you in part by the Offshoots Network. He's pro wrestler, 4-time MPX Tag Team Champion, writer, podcaster, bringing you his opinions on film, TV, professional wrestling, sports, and everyday life. He is the Jersey Jackass, B to the C. And you're listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. On tonight's show, it's the 4th of July, California, and Spider-Man. And now, your host, the Jackass. Yo, 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 yo. It is what it is. And what it is it is what it is with the Jackass. This is your host, the one, the only, the Jersey Jackass, your boy, B to the C. What is going on? I want to thank everybody who checked out this episode. Thank you so much for hitting that download button, hitting that listen button, that play button, whatever it is, however it is you're listening to it, whether it be on the Jackass Nation Podbean channel or on any of the other podcast outlets that you can get it on via the Offshoots Nation, or however it is that you found us right here at the Jackass Nation. I want to thank you all for listening. I am BC. You can hit me up on all social media at RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC. That works on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, as well now as Stardust. That's right. I haven't posted a review yet. My first opinion review related Stardust thing is going to be on Spider-Man. It will be tonight as soon as I get out of the theater. So be on the lookout for that. We got a great show for you today. I don't know if it's going to be a long episode or not, but I do know that we are going to get into a little bit of stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about the 4th of July. We're definitely going to talk some Spider-Man, and we're going to talk my awesome trip to California. It was so much fun. I had a blast, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I cannot wait to go back again as soon as possible, which is actually going to be in about 2 weeks for San Diego. Cannot wait. San Diego Comic-Con is going to be absolutely insane. I hope you guys are ready for it. I hope you are going to be following along on Cinelinks.com as SCNS and Cinelinks invades Comic-Con one more time. Make sure you use the hashtag Cinelinks. Follow Cinelinks at Cinelinks.com, CINELINX. And also use the hashtag SDCCBC. Let me know what it is that you want me to be reporting on. Let me know what you're excited to see. Let me know what you want out of me from San Diego Comic-Con. It is going down. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. But before we head to San Diego Comic-Con, I gotta remind you guys that this show is sponsored by Loot Crate, and from the Saturday morning cartoons that taught us everything we need to know about the modern classics and what not to do, July's Loot Crate celebrates animation with an exclusive Rick and Morty item that will rickety wreck the censor bar, plus awesome gear from Bob's Burgers, Futurama, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service which provides boxes of geek and gaming related merchandise, and always includes a monthly t-shirt and pin. So what you can do right now is get a discount on your Loot Crate by going to lootcrate.com/SCNSLive, or you can put in the promo code SCNSLive at checkout so that you can get a little bit of a small percentage off on your first box of loot. You do not want to miss out on this stuff. Go to youtube.com/SCNSlive and check out our unboxing videos and see all the cool stuff that you have been missing out on Loot Crate. We have a brand new one up for the month of June right now. Go check it out. Go see what you didn't get and realize that you do not ever want to miss Loot Crate again. So check the description in this podcast description down below. There's a link to that Loot Crate link, so go check that. Go to lootcrate.com/SCNSlive, however it is you want to do it, and start getting your box of loot right now. All right, guys, it is going down this weekend. Metroplex Wrestling presents Kingdom Come. A whole bunch of great stuff going down. The doors open at 7:30. It is at 510 Harwood Drive. The MPX Arena. Skylar Slice is going to make her MPX debut. Not to mention a street fight for the MPX Championship. Lines are being drawn in the sand as we speak. DTF have gone after just about everyone and every title in MPX. And the MPX champion, Kenny Steele, is still standing and ready to fight back. This Saturday, it's Steele versus Scott McKenzie with the title on the line in a come-as-you-are street fight. That's not going to be a match you want to miss, but that's not it, because MPX will be graced with royalty this weekend. For the first time, Prince Kanu will wrestle at MPX. A native of Nigeria, the Prince has been wrestling professionally for years, but has never been to MPX. This is an event you do not want to miss. Speaking of events, after everything that transpired in Dirty in Texas, Stephen Kirby demanded Nigel Rabbit make a match. It's Eddie Scott versus Stephen Kirby in a submission match. Kirby is going into this with a hurt knee, so it will be he or Eddie Scott walking out. We'll have to wait and find out. We already have 4 of our participants for the upcoming Hateful Eight match to determine our new prospect champion. Max Sterling, Ty Wilson, Xavier Daniels, and Tommy Becker. This Saturday night we will find out who the 5th member will be, as Claudia takes on Ruthless Lala to determine who moves on to the August 5th brutal match. Tickets are on sale right now. Do not miss out. And like I said, Skylar Slice is making her debut this Saturday, but she's running right into the MPX Addicts' favorite, Baby D. Can Baby D rebound after last week's loss to Sabotage champion Delilah Doom? We'll have to wait and see. Sometimes a triple threat match is just a match. This will not be that plain old ordinary match. The return of the immortal Jason Silver, the debut of the luchador Dragonheart, and the style of classy Max Sterling. One hell of a triple threat match going down. DTF seems to be all in when it comes to the creative decision making lately, and this Saturday night's DTF Xavier Daniels takes on Creative's #1 target, Frankie Fisher. It will be a fight Frankie fight weekend, or it could be a die Frankie die outcome. That's not going to happen. Frankie's going to destroy that. And Cody Cox came out and let us all know that both General Manager Nigel Rabbit and Head of Creative Richard Hill are not allowed in the arena, and a decision will soon be made on the fate of these two. These guys have been at war for quite some time now, with Frankie caught in the middle. We're going to have to wait and figure out what exactly the owners of MPX have in store for our general manager and head of creative. All right, so that's MPX. It goes down this weekend. Make sure you are there. You do not want to miss out on the show. Guys, so I just got back from California this past weekend. Y'all saw the late episode of It Is What It Is that I finally got up from last week while I was there. I do apologize once again for not getting it up last week and having to put up 2 this week. But hey, you got a double dose, and you didn't have to wait long for this one. So you had to wait a little while to get the last one, but you got to listen to it, turn around, and here we go with a brand new episode. Man, was it a lot of fun. I had a blast, and we're going to get a little more into it as the podcast goes on today. But so I have a bar out there that I like to go to. It's called Barney's Beanery over in Burbank, and it's one that I really enjoy. I love hanging out there. It's real nice. Got a nice outdoor patio right off the right off Melrose, I think it is. No, I don't remember. I think it's Burbank Avenue. I don't know, one of them. But so it got to a point that the bartenders and the bouncers at the door have now started to recognize me. I'm sitting there. I'm sitting out on the patio for like the second or third night, and one of the bouncers walks up and sees me, goes, "Hey, you're back. What's up, man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how you doing?" So it's kind of weird. I think I've become a regular at a bar in a state that I don't even live at. But, it is what it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a great place. If you're out in California, if you make it out to Burbank, I definitely suggest going to check out Barney's Beanery. Right around the corner from Barney's, there is an the AMC Burbank, which you might want to go catch a movie or something. If you go do that, then boom, go hit some drinks at Burbank or at Barney's Beanery. You will not regret it. It's a lot of fun. They had some karaoke there the other night, which was really good, and I got to catch up with my buddy Matt Mahoney, good friend of mine. He's one of the big head honchos over at Warner Brothers Animation, so it was really cool to catch up with him. I hadn't seen him since grade school. Well, I mean, we catch up every now and then here and there, but we go all the way back to grade school, so it was really cool to see him. It was good to catch up with the one, the only, the Texas high school football legend, Teddy Luke, and his wife, Miss Janet Luke. We had a good time, had drinks, had some fun up there at Barney's Beanery in Burbank, California. All right, guys, we are going to go and take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be talking a little bit more about California and my adventures out there. So give me 1 second, and we'll be back right after this.
Cinelinx presents Channel Control, where Matt, BC, and I, Rob, get together and talk about TV news and give you our take on what's going on in TV land. We'll also take you channel surfing, where we talk about what shows we watched that week and what we've liked about it. Find out what shows have been renewed or canceled, or just find out what TV series has been released on DVD, Blu-ray that week. Channel Control is a weekly YouTube show, so head on over, subscribe, check out our videos, give us a like, turn on your notifications so you know when our new shows are up, and you can also follow us at Channel Control on Twitter. And now, back to BC.
That's right. Don't forget to check out Channel Control every single week on YouTube. Guys, hey, so I had a blast this week in California. It was fun having a couple days in Lake Tahoe, and we talked about that on the late episode that I put up earlier this week. But I want to get into my trip a little bit into California itself, Los Angeles itself. I had so much fun out there. Like I said, I was hanging out at Barney's Beanery. We went to the beach, went down to Malibu, and went up to the beach up there. Had a little local beach where a bunch of the surfers are, and then we went to the more of a vacation spot beach there in Malibu as well. Got to go to Neptune's Net. That is really good. If you haven't been out there, it's definitely a good spot to check out up there in Malibu. If it sounds familiar, it's because it's the spot. If you watch the original, The Fast and Furious, the first one, it's the spot where Dom and Brian are getting lunch, and they're sitting there eating, and Brian seems to be in a bad mood, and Dom's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I know you're dealing something under the table. You're doing something that I want in. There's no way you pay for this, blah, blah, blah." And it's right before they go to Race Wars. And he's like, "Yeah, here, go to Race Wars. We'll see how you do. Then maybe I'll let you in." But anyway, that's that restaurant right there. It's also in Iron Man 3 when Tony Stark and Rhodey are having a little conversation about the Mandarin and whatnot, and Tony has his first panic attack. So yeah, it's great. The food was phenomenal. I had the calamari and fried shrimp basket, and it was some of the best calamari and some of the best shrimp that I had ever had. Oh god, it was so damn good. And then we went down to the beach, hung out, did some good stuff. Now, going out to California, my whole reason for this was I was going to Lake Tahoe to visit my sister for her birthday, and we had a blast out there, like I said. And then I was going to go. I decided if I'm going to go to California, I can't go to California and not take a trip down to Los Angeles as well. So I'm going to be in Tahoe for a couple days. I might as well just go to Los Angeles too. Now, I had planned to go in on Wednesday because those of you who know me, I'm a big fan of Schmoes Know. And so watching Schmoes Know, I got to... I've been talking with Mark Ellis, who's one of the hosts. He's a comedian. He's really funny. Download his album if you can. Get to the Castle. I believe it's called Get to the Castle, something like that. But it is absolutely hilarious. He's a great guy. I have a good time hanging out with him every time he comes into Dallas, and when I do get to see him out there in LA. And I was hoping that if I went in there on a Wednesday, I'd be able to maybe go in, see the studio, get up there, and learn some stuff from the Schmoes during one of their live broadcasts, because their live show is every single Wednesday night. So I was hoping that would go down. Unbeknownst to me, that Wednesday was the night of the Spider-Man premiere and press screenings. So normally they send Mark and Christian, the two main hosts. They always go to the screenings or whatnot. This screening was so big. They had so many different screenings, and they had so many different members of the press. The entire cast of the main show of Schmoes Know was basically at a screening for Spider-Man last Wednesday night. So... unfortunately, they pre-recorded their live show and was not actually having one in the studio, so I was unable to actually attend a live show. I was very disappointed, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Things happen. It's okay. I wasn't mad at it. We move on. We keep going. Now, then I was talking to my buddy Johnny, and we're trying to find time to get lunch or do something. He's really busy. He has a couple different podcasts you could check out. Like the Wrestling Compadres podcast is one that is absolutely incredible. If you're a big fan of wrestling, this is the show that you need to be listening to. You need to go check it out. Wrestling Compadres. You can watch it on YouTube. You can find the podcast feed and subscribe to it there. These guys know wrestling. They know what they're talking about. They're absolutely incredible and hilarious to listen to. Check out the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast. But yeah, so Johnny hosts that, and he also hosts a show called DC Movie News, and he's getting ready to launch his second comedy special album. So he's really busy, and we couldn't really find time to go to lunch. So he messaged me up. He said, "Hey man, well, I'm going to do DC Movie News over at the Popcorn Talk Studios. Would you like to just come through?" And I was like, well, yeah, sure. I'm always down to go and learn from some of the greats that do this job, some of the people that like the podcast and what like that. So I was down to go. And for those of you who remember, a little over a year ago or so, I went... about a year and a half, actually. I went to LA and I went to Popcorn Talk, and I was on an episode of Marvel Movie News, which is the Marvel equivalent to Johnny LaQuasto's DC Movie News. Now, when I was on there, they had me sit on the couch. We had a good time. I just kind of sat there, and every now and then they would point to me and say, "Hey, well, what did you think about this?" You know, I was just there as a fan. And it was really fun, and it was really cool to do. And that's what I thought I was going to be doing this time. So I was prepared for that. Then we're sitting there, and the cast, there's normally 4 people on the cast. There's Adam Gertler, who you might know from FX Movie Download. There's Roxy Stryer, and then there's Johnny LaQuasto and Mike Kalinowski. Mike was running a little late. And so the producer said, well, instead of having Mike come in here late, let's just put BC on the main panel. And Johnny was like, yeah, go ahead, that works. He's, he knows his stuff. He's good. Let's bring him in there. And so they put me on the actual main panel. And I cannot explain to you guys the excitement that I had, how much that this meant to me, because it was a really big step in my podcasting and I guess movie news hosting type of career. This is something that I look forward to. This is something I really want to go and do. And it's something that I'm really excited about, and the fact that I got to sit in here and do it with these guys, and there you go. See, I'm trying to be professional and do great and make a great podcast, and here I am talking to you guys about how I'm getting better, and then boom, my damn phone goes off and ruins the whole damn thing. So there's that. Way to go, me. That's why I'm here, and they're out there in the big leagues. But like I said, it's something I was really excited to do, and something I was really looking for. And I was nervous as all hell. Now, as soon as I finished, as soon as the show was over, I went back to my Airbnb, and I was shaking. I was ecstatic. I had so much fun, and I had to record my thoughts immediately. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the clip that I recorded in Los Angeles, California, and then I'll be right back after that. All right, what's going on, Jackass Nation? I am still on location in sunny California, sitting out here in Burbank, home of, right around the corner from Los Angeles, California. I just got home from doing what was probably one of the absolute coolest things I have ever done. So y'all might remember about a year and a half ago. Well, actually, let's go way back before then. Go back to about a little over 2 years, almost 3 years ago, when I was brought on to SCNS to be the intern. And Jason and Matt and Rob and Hannah or Cora and Chris all brought me in to be one of the new cast members on there because Rob wasn't wanting to be on camera anymore, and I cannot be more thankful to them because I have learned so much from these guys, and it is truly an honor. And part of my favorite part of my week is going to be on that show with those guys and being able to do what we do and bring movie news to you guys and just nerd culture and everything it is that we bring to y'all, and it's so much fun, and I have learned so much. It has really taught me that as much as I've loved wrestling, I don't think my future is in wrestling. I think my future is in the movies blog world or the film punditry world. And so being able to do this with SCNS has really been a blessing to me, and I am once again so thankful to everyone along with SCNS, as well as Cinelinks.com. Being brought into Cinelinks has really made me up my game and get better at what I'm doing, and I feel that I'm always learning and I'm always trying to do better with every single thing I do, whether it be bringing a movie news story to you guys on Cinelinks or reading the news on SCNS Live or right here on It Is What It Is. And then being able to help the Offshoots Nation, everything we do, I feel that I'm always growing, and I am so thankful to everyone around me. Jason, Chris, Matt, Rob, Cora, Trey Mack, Jordan Mason at Cinelinks. Everyone. Well, as I keep grinding, y'all know I keep wanting to work, and I keep wanting to get down to I want to get out here to LA permanently and do this on a more regular basis with a little bit more funding and a little bit bigger audience and whatnot. Continue to grow everything that is the brand of the Jackass. And about a year and a half ago, I was brought into AfterBuzz and Popcorn Talk because a friend of mine, acquaintance more, was doing a show called Marvel Movie News. Y'all have seen the picture of me sitting on there. They brought me in. I sat in on the couch. I maybe, gave my 2 cents on 3 or 4 stories. Maybe that's about it. Nothing major, just a little bit here and there. Well, fast forward till today, I got the opportunity to go back to AfterBuzz to be on their DC movie news show. Now, walking in there, my buddy Johnny Aquasta told me, hey, yeah, come on, maybe we can get you on. You can come in, you hang out, sit on the couch, do whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. It's another opportunity for me to go in there, see how the big leagues do it, and see and learn more that I can take back and continue to help grow SCNS and the Offshoots Nation and the Jackass Nation and all that. Well, little did I know that as we're sitting there, we're about to go on air, and we make the decision that they're going to go ahead and put me on the main panel. They've decided that Johnny was like, well, look, Mike, one of the hosts was going to be a little late, and they said, well, instead of having him come in and sit on the panel, let's put BC on the panel, and and when Mike gets here, he can sit in on the couch. Unfortunately, Mike didn't get to make it, which is really disappointing. I was really looking forward to meeting Mike, but I got to sit in on the actual panel with some of the best in the business. Johnny LaQuasto, Roxy Stryer from Screen Junkies, and Adam Gertler from FX Movie Download. These are some of the best people I've ever met, and I am so thankful to them. I had so much fun in there. I think I did okay. It was a little nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Y'all know how open and outgoing I am, but getting on there on that national stage like that was really, really worrisome to me. Because this is something I want to do so much, and this was kind of new to me to really be on that big of a scale right there, and sitting next to these 3 people who I completely look up to. And I'm so thankful, and I respect them so much. And it's really hard for me to even put into words right now the excitement that is going through me right now. I'm still, I am shaking still. I enjoyed that so damn much, and I cannot wait to hopefully come out here and do this more often. Johnny, he does a lot of different shows, and Roxy has a lot of connections with Screen Junkies and whatnot, so hopefully they can help me out in the future, getting a little more exposure and whatnot, and helping grow SCNS and helping grow the Jackass Nation. But again, it was just an incredible experience to have. Even if it's the only time I get to do it, it was one hell of an experience. And I just cannot say how thankful I am to everyone in my life that has really helped push me to this point and helped me get to where it is that I am. And it really goes to show, and it really helps me say, you know what? The grind that I'm on is really working. The harder I work, the more this is getting, the better this is getting for me, and the farther I'm going. And it has really meant a lot to me, to all those who listen and everybody who sends in questions and shares the show and retweets all my tweets and follows me on all the social media. It is absolutely awesome to have the support of you guys, because this is something that I'm really wanting to do, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm working so hard. And sometimes when I think that it's not going anywhere, or I'm just running in slow motion, or staying in the same place, like I'm just on a treadmill or something, I'm not out making ground, I'm not gaining anything, I'm just staying stagnant, something like this happens. And it really goes to show that if you just keep working, if you keep working hard, you're going to go places. So nothing is out of your reach. If you want something, then you go for it. You chase your dreams, because that is what I'm doing. And when I get to do opportunities like this, when I get to come out here to Los Angeles, or go to San Diego Comic-Con, or E3, or wherever it is that I'm going, New York Comic-Con or All-Con, anything like that, it's absolutely amazing. And it really goes to show that if you work hard, if you believe it and you fight for it, you're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to make it. You just have to be willing to take the hits, because it is difficult. It's a difficult road, no matter what it is that you want to do. If you want to be a football player, it's very difficult to do everything you have to do to make it into a D1 school, and then to make it to the NFL. You want to keep pursuing wrestling. Look at how hard a lot of the MPX wrestlers work, and look at Ember Moon. She kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and eventually she got there. She's now at the big league. So you can keep doing that. Whatever your dream is, whatever it is that you want to do, you want to be a doctor, well, then you got to keep studying, and you got to keep working. And as tedious as it is, as hard as it is, and you're going to have a lot of people that tell you can't do it. There's going to be a lot of people there that tells you can't do it, and you might as well give it up. Just do something else. Don't ever give up. You gotta keep fighting. The grind is hard, but it is completely worth it. I am nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm gonna keep grinding and keep fighting, because I got a glimpse of it. I can see it. It's like you can see. I'm not out of the tunnel, but I can see where the tunnel starts. So we're almost at the tunnel, which is a good thing. You just gotta keep fighting, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't achieve your dreams, because you can. I believe in you, and if I can do something, if I can get to a point where I'm seeing something that is in reach of me, and something that I want, then it's something that you guys can do too. I promise you. The harder you fight, the more it is worth it. Nothing that is easy is worth it. All right, if it's easy, it's not really worth it. If you have to work for it, it's going to mean that much more. Wake up every day and keep fighting your fight. Go out there and do whatever it is that you have to do to get to where you're going. I believe in you. I hope you guys believe in me. Again, this is just an excerpt I'm going to add into the show. So we're going to go ahead and jump back into the regular show now. I don't know what I have planned, but I do know we're probably talking about a bunch of different stuff I did here in LA or whatnot. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead. I don't know if we're going to commercial break or what we're doing, but we're going to either go to a commercial break or we're throwing it back to me. So here we go. It was truly an incredible time in California, so had an absolute blast. Cannot wait to go back. Even more excited for San Diego coming up in 2 weeks. So, all right, guys, we're going to take our next commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to get into a little bit of Spider-Man.
The Jackass Nation podcast channel with shows like It Is What It Is with the Jackass, Jackass Reviews, Go Home, Jackass 1, a Star Wars podcast, and many more. Check us out at jackassnation.podbean.com.
Hey Jackass Nation fans, this is Trey from The Offshoots. If you can, please go subscribe to The Offshoots Network, where you'll be able to pick up shows like the one you are currently listening to. Plus you'll get The Offshoots, The Nigel Rabbit Show, Bootleg Radio, The Lucha Lounge with Steve DeMarco, Talking Smack with Christopher Hayden, and so much more coming down the pike. As we grow, we want you to grow with us. Please go subscribe.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big bang. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
I'm sorry, I just had to play that song. It's so damn funny, man. It's really good. For those of you who don't know, that is the 1960s version of the Spider-Man cartoon theme song. My ringtone right now is actually the 1990s version of the Spider-Man cartoon ringtone song. So, y'all know how much I absolutely love Spider-Man, and I cannot wait for this film tonight. I am so excited. There will be a Jackass Reviews up this weekend. I'm probably going to record it Sunday, hopefully with Rob in Tropy, because you all know he is a big Spider-Man fan as well. So that will be really, really fun to do. I'll be glad to have him along to record along with me. So, guys, it's here. It's probably one of my most anticipated films of the year. A matter of fact, if I go back and kind of look at it here, I don't have my list of most anticipated films anymore. I got a new phone and I deleted the list, but I'm pretty sure Spider-Man was up there pretty damn high. When me and Rob, I had Rob and Matt on here and we did our top 10 characters, Rob and I both had Spider-Man at number 1 because he's the Spider. So I'm really excited for this movie tonight. I cannot wait to see it. I hope it is good. I've heard great things, so I'm really hoping that I really enjoy it. I have been a fan of the Spider-Man films, a pretty big fan. I remember seeing the first one. I got to go to an early screening of the first Spider-Man, where they gave out a bunch of really cool stuff, including this really small tank top that said, "My boyfriend is Spider-Man," that I gave to my girlfriend who was with me at the time. And I always loved it because it was really small. It barely covered her boobs. It was great. My favorite thing she ever wore. But that's not important. We're talking about Spider-Man. We're not talking about my ex-girlfriends. So, yeah, and I remember I saw it early, and I just fell in love with it, and I felt it was everything I ever wanted from a superhero movie. Now, technically, it was Blade and then X-Men that really started to revolutionize the superhero genre in film. But it wasn't until Spider-Man that everyone really went, uh-oh, wait a minute, we might have something on our hands here. And that's when studios started buying up all the rights to just about every superhero they can get their hands on and start making these movies. If we didn't have Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, if we didn't have Bryan Singer's X-Men, and if we didn't have Blade, then we would not have the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it today. So you got to thank these guys for being the pioneers of building a superhero genre in film. They're no longer just, superhero movies used to be like action films or comedy films. No, it is now its own genre. and it is not going away. It may dip and run here and there. Now we may get less movies eventually. Eventually, it's going to be like the Western. It's going to be a lot smaller, but it is now its own entity and will always be a part of the of Hollywood. So. And going to this, I love the first Spider-Man. I still, to this day, contend that Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Now, once again, I've got to go back and re-rank all those movies because I haven't done so since the Marvel Cinematic Universe has really taken off. So I really do need to go back and re-rank. Maybe I'll do that sometime late this year after Thor comes out. We'll wait and see. Let me know what you guys think if you want to hear that. But Spider-Man 3 then came out, and good Lord was it bad. I used to always say it was a good movie, but it was a bad Spider-Man movie. And I still stand by that. It's okay if you're just watching it as some kind of, fun-loving comedy, action comedy. And you take the character and the lore of Spider-Man out of it, and it's just a action comedy. I think you can have fun with it. But looking at it as a Spider-Man movie, it's definitely garbage. Venom who is one of my favorite all-time characters, characters of all time. I love Venom. Venom is incredible. But Venom, they got him completely wrong. And it wasn't Topher Grace's fault. I actually did not mind Topher Grace as Eddie Brock. I thought he was just fine. Now, going forward after Spider-Man 3, I would have liked him to put on some weight and really bulk up in the gym. But for that first showing of Eddie Brock, I thought it actually worked. Then you have Venom, and as soon as Venom said I checked out of the film. Because Venom does not speak in singular. He speaks in plural. Because he is two people. He is the symbiote, and he is Eddie Brock. Together, they are Venom, but they are two minds of the same piece. So he always talks in plural. We are this, we are doing that, we want to kill the spider. And so as soon as he didn't do that, I was pissed. Then you look at the Sandman, who I think was done well, but it goes to the Scream 3 saga. You look at Scream, they have the rules of a trilogy when you're dealing with an unnecessary backstory. It's no longer another sequel, it's a trilogy. And now you're getting this stupid extra backstory of how the Sandman was part of Uncle Ben's killing, but we never told anybody about it. That's a load of crap. That didn't need to be there. The New Goblin stuff with Harry Osborn, played by James Franco, was okay. I didn't hate it. It had its issues for sure, but it was alright. So then we were thinking we were going to get a Spider-Man 4 that was going to have the Vulture, and we were going to see John Malkovich play the Vulture. Unfortunately, that never came to fruition, and instead we went and killed Uncle Ben again and completely rebooted the series again, this time with Andrew Garfield. Now, Tobey Maguire was an incredible Peter Parker. He was so good as a 1960s, what I envisioned Peter Parker to have been. The original Spider-Man. His Spider-Man was only okay. Andrew Garfield, on the other hand, incredible Spider-Man. Exactly what I've always wanted from Spider-Man. Terrible Peter Parker. He was absolutely too cool for school. He was not the Peter Parker that I knew. He was not the nerdy Parker that didn't, it just didn't work as Peter Parker for me. Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, loved it. Their chemistry was incredible, and I even loved seeing Ice Rifen as the Lizard. I thought he was great as the Lizard. He was probably one of the best villains we've seen in a Spider-Man film, next to Dr. Octopus. So I really enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man. I was able to get over the fact that I didn't really like his Peter Parker, but I still really enjoyed the film. Now, Amazing Spider-Man 2, same issues. Terrible Peter Parker, way too cool for school. But a lot of people did not like that film at all. I am in the boat of people who enjoyed the film. I liked The Amazing Spider-Man, but I understand why people didn't like it. It is choppy. It has major tone issues. It shifts back and forth from being cartoony to dark to gritty to back to cartoony, and it just didn't work. The Riddler version of Electro, the beginnings didn't work. Once he actually became Electro, I was a little better with it. I didn't like the Edward Nygma part of it. And then it happened. Spider-Man goes back to Marvel in a way. Sony's working along with Marvel, and we got him finally in Captain America: Civil War. And from the small scene I've seen of Tom Holland, this guy is the quintessential Peter Parker Spider-Man. He seems to fit both roles perfectly. Now, I've only seen for the one scene that he's in Civil War, but it's an incredible scene, and he's so good in it, and that's what makes me so excited to see this. I will be seeing it tonight, so get on Stardust and go to Real Jackass BC, RealJackAssBC, to get my immediate response as soon as I walk out of the theater. It's going to be awesome. I'm so hyped for it. And Michael Keaton is a villain, guys. He is the Vulture. Oh, this is going to be cool. And another one of my favorite all-time villains is the Shocker, and we know Shocker is in there at some point. And we get to see Iron Man teaming up with Spider. Oh, I can't even, bro. I cannot even. I am so excited about this. I hope that you guys are excited too. Let me know your thoughts on Spider-Man. If you've been following the Jackass Spidey-a-thon on social media, I really appreciate that. As you are listening to this right now, I am going through the last 3 films of that, which are I'm on Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and Captain America: Civil War in preparation for Spider-Man: Homecoming tonight. Okay, guys, one more quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk the top 5 4th of July films.
Hi, my name is Dr. Jordan Hart, and I am the owner and sole doctor at Athletic Edge Chiropractic. And at Athletic Edge, we offer a variety of services to help you basically be the best that you can be. So we are a chiropractic office. We offer full chiropractic services, including extremity work, as well as a variety of soft tissue techniques and deep tissue laser therapy. So if you're in need of some body work, give me a call, 214-883-9550. My email is drhartdfw@gmail.com.
Hey guys, Jason the X for SCNS Live. Make sure you check us out on youtube.com/SCNS Live. Every Thursday night, we got a live show for you guys. If you like the channel and subscribe to it for all your news, reviews, editorials, and more, we are powered by Cinelinks.com. And as always, keep on nerding.
All right, earlier this week it was the 4th of July. It is when we, as a nation, come together to celebrate our independence by blowing shit up. And that's what we did. We set off fireworks, we grilled out. I was at the pool all day long, grilling, eating, drinking, having a good time. If you watched my Snapchat, you saw all those good times that I had. But they got me thinking. There are some movies that you like to watch around Independence Day, and I figured, what are my top 5 Independence Day films? So, now again, these are just mine. These are not the quintessential Independence Day films. These are just the ones that I think are the best to watch on this holiday of ours. Now, honorable mention is going to go to Live Free or Die Hard, the 4th installment into the Die Hard saga. Now, I am actually a fan of this film. I really like it. I think it was done really well, and I really enjoyed it. It is a good day to Die Hard is absolute garbage, but Live Free or Die Hard is definitely one that I enjoy watching. So that is our honorable mention. All right, the number 5 on the list is none other. You can't have one without having a superhero film in there. And I thought long and hard about which one to put in there. I almost put in Richard Donner's original Superman because he stands up for truth, justice, and American way. It is a very patriotic film, whether you want to think it is or not. It really is. And he is the poster boy for the great Boy Scouts of America. But I think there is a new superhero that is even better at being the poster boy for America, who is even better at telling us about truth, justice, and the American way, and standing up for America and her rights, her freedom, and that is the one, the only Captain America, the First Avenger. That's right, guys. And don't get me wrong, I think, well, no, never mind. I was gonna say Wonder Woman might jump into the Independence Day films too, but that's more of she's over in Europe, so I guess it doesn't really work in there. But being in World War II, fighting the Nazis, Captain America's going out there and doing all that he can to be all that he can be for America as a symbol of our greatness. All right, number 4 on the list. It was a cold, cold time, and the Cold War was looming. What was going to happen? Who was going to win? Everybody was on edge. But I saw a lot of changing in a movie. And we learned that if one man can change, and one audience can change, then we can all change and respect America and fight. And we learned that the bad guy isn't fighting to be the bad guy. He fights for him. It was Rocky Balboa one-on-one with Ivan Drago to avenge the death of Apollo Creed. So here we go. We have it. It is America versus Russia in the biggest boxing event of history, and we got it Rocky and Drago slugging, going back and forth for the rights of which is the better country, and obviously America comes up on top. It's not my favorite of the Rockies, but it's definitely one that I've got to watch on the 4th of July. Number 3, I've got a need for speed. Top Gun, ladies and gentlemen, the best Tom Cruise film out there. For a long time, it would be the only Tom Cruise movie I would even watch. People would say, hey man, you want to go check out the new Tom Cruise film? I said, is the new film Top Gun? They'd say no. I go, I'm good. I've gotten over that. I'll watch a lot of Tom Cruise now. But Top Gun, man, it is one of my favorite films. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited for Top Gun Maverick to come out later next year. It's going to be incredible, and it is a very patriotic film, looking at our Air Force, looking at our gunmen, looking at everybody that goes in there and does what they can to fight the good fight. And we got a need for speed. Top Gun, ladies and gentlemen, is the number 3 Independence Day film. All right, moving down to number 2. What's it gonna be? It's a movie about America's great pastime. It's a movie about friends getting together and having something special, making memories, spending a summer doing what they love and doing it together. What is that? It's The Sandlot, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing better than a little bit of baseball on the 4th of July. You can have a night game because the fireworks light up the sky. And every time that you stop paying attention to the game and you start looking up those fireworks, don't worry. Benny the Jet is right there to bring you back into the game, because the game of baseball is what's most important. You got to get out there. You got to love the game, just like Benny the Jet loved the game. If I could play like Benny the Jet could play, I would have loved the game just as much as he did. But The Sandlot is my number 2. Now, we get to number 1. What could it be? What is the number 1 film of July 4th? Well, there's a lot of things you can put in here. Like Born on the 4th of July. That's a good one. Or you can throw in some Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Yankee Doodle Dandy, Lincoln. Forrest Gump's a good one. Air Force One, Get Off My Plane. Team America, World Police, Saving Private Ryan. Hell, you could even throw in Rogue One. That's a very patriotic or kind of patriotic film, you know, rebellious and whatnot. But those aren't my number 1. My number 1 goes It's not just a patriotic film. It's not just a movie that inspires patriotism and freedom, but it's a movie that gave us one of the best speeches of all time.
Morning. They're a little young.
That they are.
They look a little nervous.
All right, I need all flight crews to report to their designated areas immediately.
Major. Borrow that.
Sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Hell yeah! Yeah! You tell him, President Whitmore, all up in there. We're gonna destroy some aliens, because it is Independence Day, representing #1 spot on the 4th of July movies. There's nothing better than a little bit of some alien ass kicking in Independence Day. Not that sequel, though. That was bad. Alright, guys, we're going to take our final commercial break. When we come back, we'll do the box office predictions, and we will get up out of here.
Nerd Interference is your bi-weekly source for hot takes and analysis from all the biggest sports and events. Why every other week? It's simple. The coach and the Jersey Jackass BC spew out so much sports talk that they need to recharge. How do they recharge, you ask? By watching sports, playing sports, and eating a lot of chicken wings. Seriously, at least 3 pounds each. So, join your bearded Texas boys every other Saturday live on youtube.com/SCNS Live and follow on Twitter at NI Sportscast.
Alright, guys, so on the last episode, I did not do the box office predictions because I was out of town and I was a little drunk continuously, so I didn't get a chance to really look at the numbers and go through them. So I do apologize. I don't have any to see how I did on the top 5. But let's go ahead and still take a look at our top 5. At the number 5 spot, Cars dropped from the number 3 spot. It dropped 59.8% to bring in only $9,689,279. So that's not a great showing for Cars. Is this a sign that we are finally getting rid of the Cars films? We'll wait and see. Next up, we have Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman came in the number 4 spot for its, 5th week, only dropping 37%, bringing in $15 million. Mad respect for Wonder Woman. It was at number 2 last week, but dropping down to the number 4 spot as Transformers: The Last Knight takes the number 3 spot, dropping 62% from the number 1 spot all the way down to 3, bringing in $17 million. This is not good domestically for Transformers. Fortunately, along with their worldwide total gross, they're over $100 million. So they're going to be doing okay with if you look at worldwide. So we'll wait and see about that. In the number 2 spot was the one, the only, Baby Driver, pulling in $21 million on a budget of $34 million. So that's pretty good right there. They're definitely going to make their money back. So mad respect to Baby Driver. Y'all know how much I really enjoyed Baby Driver. Also new to the list this week is the number 1 spot of Despicable Me, pulling in $72 million. It is definitely down from the series. Oh man, if I probably should have looked it up, but I don't know exactly the difference in what the other films did opening weekend. Let me see if I can pull it up here at all. Despicable Me 2 pulled in. Let's see here. Despicable Me 2 pulled in $83 million opening weekend, and so Despicable and the Minions pulled in $115 million. So pulling in only 86. Okay, so 86 is not bad. So it's doing pretty good, I guess, if all things considering. Definitely down from the Minions, but up from, and right on par with Despicable Me 2. So you can't be too mad at it. But I know the critics aren't loving this one as much, so I think this will be the end of the Despicable Me franchise, but we'll wait and see. Alright guys, so this weekend coming out, we're adding Spider-Man Homecoming, as we have talked about. So obviously, number 1 is going to be Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm gonna say it's gonna bring in 102. 102 million is what I'm gonna predict for Spider-Man. I think this is going to be a huge opening weekend. I think it's really going to work for them, and I think they're going to be very, very happy with it. So we'll go ahead and wait and see about that. What are your predictions? How much do you think it's going to pull in? Let me know. At the number 2 spot, I'll go ahead and say Despicable Me stays in there with Transformers 5 sticking at the number 3 spot, as Baby Driver drops down under Transformers for enough for the number 4 spot, and Wonder Woman sticking in the top 5 to round it out. Check that out. Let me know, what are your top 5 box office predictions? Use the hashtag IiWiIJA. Do not forget to check out SCNS Live tonight on youtube.com/SCNS Live. I am back in studio. I will be there to talk about all the controversy of the Cinelinx Gaming Championship that has been going on. As well, What the Force podcast returns tomorrow on the Tweed Factory YouTube and Facebook page. So do not forget to check out What the Force with the Mad Zach and L.A. Endo Calrissian. I believe Matt 2D2 and myself are not going to be on the show. Matt 2D2 might be there, but I'm pretty sure I will not be able to make it to studio tomorrow for What the Force. This Sunday is WWE Great Balls of Fire. So on Friday, tomorrow, we will be releasing a brand new episode of Go Home, where we will be talking Great Balls of Fire. So get ready for that. There will also be Jackass reviews this weekend for Spider-Man Homecoming, as well as next week there will finally be a Jackass reviews of Glow. So get ready, get prepared for that. A lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. Shout out to the Mad Zach for that awesome logo that we have, as well as for the awesome images that he sends me for each week's show when we can get him in there. Don't forget to check out MPX Wrestling this Saturday night, 510 Hardwood Boulevard in Bedford, Texas. Doors open at 7:30. Channel Control this Monday, one of them. I don't really know. I think it's Sunday. I'm pretty sure Channel Control goes up on Sunday. I know we recorded on Saturday. So if you have any Channel Control questions, hashtag Channel Control and send them in now so we can get them on the show. definitely check that out. I'm sorry I didn't get to any questions this week. It was a last minute. I was really late, and I could not get the opportunity to get it up there online. Remember, I can no longer ask for questions in the MPX Addicts page. I've been asked not to do so. So if you want to get your questions in, you have to use the hashtag IiWiIJA or use one of the Facebook pages, Jackass Nation, the Jackass B to the C, or even the Flying Jackasses, or It Is What It Is, Facebook page, or my own personal page. I always put something up. So, as y'all hear that go home music, I am going to get up out of here. Thank you for checking out the show. Y'all know how to find me at Real Jackass BC. That's RealJackassBC, and it is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to It Is What It Is with the Jackass. Follow BC on Twitter at RealJackassBC. Subscribe on Podbean.com to Jackass Nation. And subscribe to the Offshoots Network on iTunes. Views and opinions expressed by BC do not necessarily reflect those of the Offshoots or Podbean. We'll see you next time on It Is What It Is.